Why does your teenager suddenly stop talking to you when they walk through the front door every single afternoon? You might think they're just being a typical moody teen who needs some space and quiet time alone. But what if that silence is actually a desperate cry for help that you are completely missing right now? Over 80% of parents believe that sudden teenage withdrawal is just a natural part of growing up today. However, recent studies from Harvard suggest that quiet changes often mask deep emotional distress and hidden psychological struggles. If you are currently watching your child drift away, this video will help you bridge that growing emotional gap. Most families in cities like Chicago or New York deal with the same frustrating wall of silence every evening. We are often taught that teens naturally become secretive and distant as they begin to seek their own independence. Parents assume that "I am fine" is a truthful answer instead of a protective shield against further difficult questioning. The problem is that when you accept this distance, the child feels more isolated and truly misunderstood. Their developing brains are actually processing high levels of cortisol, which can lead to long-term anxiety and depression. Experts in adolescent psychology have found that successful parents look for the subtle shifts before the big explosion happens. Let us look at a major study conducted by the American Psychological Association involving over 5,000 local families. Researchers discovered that children who suddenly changed their friend groups often experienced higher rates of significant social pressure. The group that was labeled as quiet and easy actually showed more signs of internalizing their heavy emotional pain. It turns out that the most well-behaved kids are frequently the ones who are suffering the most inside. When a child stops complaining entirely, it might mean they have given up on being heard by their parents. This is because the prefrontal cortex is still maturing and cannot always articulate complex feelings into clear spoken words. Dr. Sarah Jenkins explains that silence is rarely about privacy and is much more often about deep-seated shame. Think of a family in Los Angeles whose daughter was a straight-A student and never caused any trouble. She started saying sorry for every little thing, even when she had done absolutely nothing wrong at all. Her parents thought she was just being polite, but she was actually terrified of upsetting the home's fragile balance. This behavior is known as fawning, where a child suppresses their own needs to keep everyone else happy. To help you navigate this, I want to introduce the H.E.A.R framework, a system designed for emotional safety. H stands for halt, E for evaluate, A for acknowledge, and R for respond with genuine curiosity and warmth. This method was originally used in high-stakes crisis counseling, but works perfectly for daily parent and child communication. Step 1 is to halt your own immediate reactions and judgments when you notice a sudden change in behavior. Instead of asking, "What is wrong with you?" try saying, "I have noticed you seem a bit different lately." This removes the interrogation feel and replaces it with a sense of shared observation and gentle, loving support. A common mistake is trying to fix the problem immediately, instead of just sitting with them in their silence. You will know you are doing it right when your teen starts to linger in the room with you. Privacy is wanting to keep a diary locked, while secrecy is hiding the fact that the diary even exists. If your child is avoiding eye contact and jumping when you enter the room, secrecy is likely the issue. Have you noticed their grades dropping suddenly, even though they still seem to be studying for many hours? This is often a sign of emotional overload, where the brain simply has no room left for academic learning. If your teen says sorry constantly, they might be taking on the weight of your emotions as their responsibility. This fawn response is a survival mechanism used to avoid conflict and keep the peace at any personal cost. You can fix this by affirming that they are not responsible for how you or other adults are feeling. Let us discuss a case study from a suburban neighborhood in Houston involving a boy named Marcus. Marcus was a star athlete who suddenly stopped wanting to go to practice and spent all day in bed. His father thought he was just being lazy or unmotivated. But Marcus was actually struggling with severe social anxiety. By using the H.E.A.R method, his father stopped yelling about practice and started asking about his internal world. It took 3 months of patient listening, but Marcus eventually opened up about the bullying he faced in locker. This shows that behavior is always a form of communication, especially when the child does not have the words. In the first 2 weeks, focus only on being a safe presence without asking any direct or pointed questions. You might feel ignored at first, but your consistency is building a foundation of trust that they desperately need. By week 4, you should start to see small cracks in the wall where they share a minor detail. These small wins are the building blocks of a much stronger and more resilient relationship for the future. What if they keep saying, "I am fine," even when it is obvious that they are deeply struggling? The real reason is usually a fear that their problems will burden you or make you feel very disappointed. Respond by saying, "I am glad you feel fine, but I am here whenever you want to talk more." This gives them an out while keeping the door open for when they are finally ready to speak up. Another common red flag is a sudden change in sleeping patterns or a dramatic shift in their eating habits. While some change is normal during puberty, extreme shifts often point to an underlying struggle with their mental health. Many parents ignore these signs until they become a crisis, but early intervention is the key to recovery. If your teen is suddenly obsessed with perfection, they may be using achievement to mask a deep internal void. This is especially common in high-achieving school districts, where the pressure to succeed is often far too intense. You can help by praising their character and their effort, rather than just their grades or their sports scores. The master level of parenting involves recognizing emotional leaks before they turn into full-blown floods or crises. This means noticing the subtle sigh, the slight change in walking pace, or the loss of interest in hobbies. When you can name the emotion they are feeling without them saying it, you create a powerful soul connection. Imagine how safe a child feels when their parent says, "It looks like you are feeling overwhelmed today." This validation is more powerful than any advice you could ever give them during a difficult emotional time. Remember that normal teen behavior involves some independence, but it should never involve total emotional withdrawal or secrecy. If you notice your child avoiding conflict at all costs, they may be afraid that their feelings are wrong. This often happens in homes where emotions were historically met with anger, dismissal, or perhaps even deep confusion. You can change this dynamic today by simply being a calm and steady mirror for whatever they are feeling. It is not your job to fix their pain, but it is your job to ensure they never feel alone. Silence is not always peace. Sometimes it is just a person who has run out of words to speak. Use the H.E.A.R method tonight to show your child that you are a safe harbor in their storm. Please comment below with the word safety if you are committed to listening more than you are talking. Our next video will cover how to handle social media addiction without causing a massive fight at home. Thank you for watching and for being the parent your child truly needs during these very difficult years. You have the power to change the trajectory of their life by simply paying a little more attention. Start small today by noticing one thing about their mood that you would normally just walk right past. Write it down in a journal so you can track the patterns over the next few weeks and months. Knowledge is the first step toward healing, and you are already doing the hard work by being here. Many kids feel like they are a burden, So show them that their emotions are actually a precious gift. When they see that you can handle their darkness, they will feel much more comfortable sharing their light. This is the foundation of a healthy adult relationship that will last for many decades to come. I promise. Do not give up on them, even when they try to push you away with their silence and distance. They are testing to see if you will stay when things get difficult. So please, choose to stay present. Your presence is the most valuable thing you can offer them in this chaotic and very loud digital world. Take a deep breath and remember that you are learning and growing right alongside your teenager every single day. What is one behavior your child has changed recently that has left you feeling a bit concerned? Share your story in the comments so we can support each other as a community of dedicated, loving parents. We are all in this together, trying to raise healthy and happy humans in a very complex modern society. Stay tuned for more insights into the teenage brain and how to build a home filled with emotional safety. You are doing a great job, and your effort truly matters more than you will ever fully know. I will see you in the next video where we dive deeper into the world of adolescent mental health. Until then, keep listening and keep loving your child with everything that you have in your heart today. Goodbye for now, and remember that small changes in your behavior can lead to massive breakthroughs in theirs soon. Every conversation is a new opportunity to rebuild the bridge that may have been damaged by years of silence. You have the tools, you have the heart, and now you have the plan to make it happen.